Hey there, all my fellow skydivers and tunnel junkies. If you are watching this video right now, it is likely that you have made the decision to purchase a suit from CAOS. Let me start off by saying you have made a great choice. I absolutely love my free fly suit from CAOS, and I will definitely be purchasing another suit in the near future. So, the purpose of this video is to provide instruction on how to properly measure for your suit. This way, once your suit has been produced and comes to you in the mail, which I might add is in a very timely process, you will have a suit that fits you perfectly, just like this one does. I know, pretty awesome, right? Okay, so we are going to be going through the CAOS designer in the same order that it is on their website. So basically we're going to be going through all of our length measurements first, and then we will be doing all of our circumference measurements. I am going to have a partner helping me do measurements for the suit. It is necessary that you have a partner helping you out because there are measurements that are very awkward and some that are pretty well impossible to do by yourself. Okay, great. So let's get started. We're going to be starting off by doing our shoulder-to-shoulder measurement. So I'm just going to have my partner come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be taking off the top part of this suit. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing the shoulder-to-shoulder measurement. So for this measurement, I'm going to turn around because this measurement will be taken at the back. So I'm just going to grab one side of the tape here. Thank you. And I'm going to be placing it on the far end or far side of one of my shoulders, and my partner is going to take the tape measure all the way to the other side of the opposite shoulder, and making sure the tape measure is pulled tight. Yep, perfect. Okay, so for the second measurement we are going to do, we're going to be doing our shoulder to foot measurement. So I'm going to be taking the top part of the tape measure, and I'm going to be holding it to the top part of my shoulder, and my partner is going to bring that all the way down to the bottom of the foot. Now make sure that you are standing straight, nice and tall for this measurement. Perfect. Okay, so the next measurement we are going to be doing is going to be doing the arm. For this measurement, there are two important things. One is that you do it at the back of the arm. The back of the arm is the longest part of the arm, so make sure we're getting that full length. The second important thing is we are going to be doing a full length measurement of the arm, and then we are going to be breaking the arm measurement up into shoulder to elbow and elbow to wrist. The shoulder to elbow and elbow to wrist measurements together should equal the full length arm measurement. If they do not equal your full length arm, you've done it incorrectly. Take the measurements again. So I'm just going to turn on to the side here, and I'm going to hold this at the top of my shoulder. And my partner is going to do my full length measurement all the way down to my wrist. So make sure you're going to your wrist because this is where the cuff is going to end. So that's perfect. So you're going to make note of your full length arm measurement, and then I'm going to just keep holding the tape measure in the same spot, and my partner is going to bring it down to my elbow. I'm just going to put a little bit of a bend in my arm there just to show exactly where she should be measuring to. Great. So now I'm going to give her the top of the measure. And she's going to go from that point in the elbow where she had left off and measure down to my wrist. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to say this one more time. It is important that when you add up your elbow to wrist and your elbow to shoulder measurement, that they equal the same as your full arm measurement. Okay, for this next measurement, I put my suit back on just so I don't have any loose parts hanging. This is a very important measurement. This is your torso measurement. This is going to ensure that the top part of your suit fits correctly. So I'm just going to move in a little bit to show you here. So where you're going to start this measurement is going to be at the divot that's between your two collarbones here, just below your throat. So I'm going to be placing the measuring tape right between this area here, and I'm going to bring it up through my legs. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn around. And my partner's going to grab the measuring tape, and you're going to measure all the way to the base of the neck where you can feel the disc poking out, okay? So you're going to make sure you go to the top of that disc. You also want to make sure that this measurement is not too tight or else your suit is going to give you a wedgie. Good. Okay, so the next measurement we're going to do is going to be the inseam. This is going to be the full length of your leg. So I am going to place the top of my measuring tape right up in the sort of groove in the inner thigh where the inner thigh meets the crotch, and my partner is going to measure all the way down to the bottom of the foot. It is important for this measurement that you have a nice straight leg. Okay, so for the top part of the leg measurement, or the thigh length measurement, I'm going to keep my finger or the top part of the measuring tape where we did the inseam measurement, and my partner is going to bring the measuring tape now down to the middle part of my knee. So just make sure they feel for the knee there and they're taking the measurement at the correct spot. So now I'm going to give my partner the measuring tape to do the lower leg length. She is basically going to start this measurement at the point where she left off for the thigh measurement. So she's going to feel for the mid part of the knee and then bring it all the way down to the bottom of the foot. Perfect. Okay, so the last measurement that we're going to do for length is going to be our foot measurement. The only way that you need to incorporate this measurement into the design tool is if you are having a suit made with booties. So, just going to bring this chair over here just so you can see my foot a little bit better. So, the foot measurement is going to be done on the inside of the foot because it's the longest length of the foot. And you or your partner are going to be measuring from the back of the heel all the way to the tip of the big toe. Okay, I'll just hold that. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the circumference measurements for the suit. And the first measurement we are going to do is going to be the neck measurement. Now this measurement I like to do by myself because it is nice to be able to feel how tight the measuring tape is around your neck. Obviously this is a significant comfort point in the suit and you want to make sure that you have enough room. So I'm going to wrap the measuring tape around the neck, and I'm going to also make sure that I can comfortably get 2 fingers in between my skin and the measuring tape. Great. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the circumference measurements of the upper body, and we're going to start by doing our arm measurements. So I'm just going to turn to the side here, and we're going to start with the bicep. When you're doing your bicep measurement, make sure that you have some flexion in your bicep, and make sure that the tape is getting wrapped around the widest point of the arm. Great, again, you want to make sure that the measuring tape is not tight to the skin. Okay, so now my partner is just going to move the measuring tape down, and she is going to do the same measurements on the forearm, also on the widest part of the forearm. Making sure she's not measuring tight to the skin. Great. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the wrist measurement. The wrist measurement is important to make sure that you leave yourself a little bit of extra wiggle room. The cuffs on this suit are very comfortable. They are elastic. However, this is the point of the suit where your hands are going to have to go in and out. So you want to make sure that you give yourself, I'd say, about 2 fingers between the tape and your skin. Okay. Great. Okay, so for this next circumference measurement, we're going to be doing the chest. So for the chest measurement, of course, like anything else, you want to make sure that you have the largest part of the bust for your measurement, or chest for the guys. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the side of the tape measure here and just holding it up so it's not so awkward for my partner to get around me. So she's going to hold that nice and tight. And I am just going to put a little arch while she's doing the chest measurement, because we know that that's going to be the tightest part of our suit when we arch, just to make sure that it's still comfortable. So we'll just let that out a tiny little bit here. Perfect. Okay, so now while she's standing there with the tape measure wrapped around me, she's going to bring it down to my waist. So we're going to do the waist measurement and making sure that they're measuring right above the level of the belly button. And same thing, make sure it's not too tight. You obviously want a little bit of comfort in this area. Make sure you don't suck it in while you're taking this measurement. Perfect. Okay, so the last around the torso measurement is going to be the hips. So I'm just going to scooch my suit down a little bit here, and basically where you're going to put your hands on your hips is where you're going to take this measurement. So she's going to come down just right where those hip bones are. So a little bit lower. I'm going to come a little bit lower here. All right. Great, just a little looser, okay? Make sure that you've got a little bit of room in there. Again, you want to make sure that you can get sort of a finger through the tape measure when this is around your body. Great. Okay, so for the last circumference measurements that I'm going to show you, as you can see, I have lost my suit for this. This is just to be able to show you a little bit better visual of where to measure on the leg. So we're going to start with the thigh circumference. So basically we're going to wrap it around the largest part or the widest part of the thigh, which is usually right sort of in the upper part of the thigh, typically where my shorts are hitting right now. So you can do this or you can have your partner do it. So again, making sure that you can sort of get a finger through the measuring tape. Perfect. Okay, so now my partner's just going to move down my leg and she's going to do the exact same measurement but on the widest part of my calf. Again, she just wants to make sure she can sort of wiggle it around and get her finger sort of underneath the tape. Perfect. Okay guys, so for our last measurement, we're going to be doing the circumference of our ankle. So it's the same thing as your wrist measurement. You're going to want to give yourself a little bit of extra wiggle room there. The cuffs are elastic and they're very comfortable, but you're going to be putting your foot in and out of the suit at this point. So when your partner or you are wrapping the tape measure around the ankle bone, you want to make sure, I would say, that you can get 2 fingers underneath the tape measure at that point. Same as with the wrist, just to make sure that it's nice and comfortable. Great, perfect. Okay guys, so that concludes our instructional video on how to properly measure for your CAOS suit. Now if you follow the instructions correctly, as well as double and triple check your measurements, you should have an awesome fitting suit coming to you the first time around. Blue skies, my friends.